Hey guys, it's Mike again, and it's that time of the month for the Traptrix deck update. I'm going to be doing monthly updates, or almost monthly updates, on this deck, so if you enjoy Traptrix, go ahead and subscribe and see what we're up to. Down in the comments below, we've got our Patreon and membership information. It helps with the monthly giveaways, which you can join by liking, subscribing, and answering the question today, which, since we're doing Traptrix, will be, what is your favorite Traptrix monster? Mine is Alamaris, but we'd like to hear from you. Alright, so I've made a few changes to this main deck with getting rid of Kashtira. We'll talk about the changes, and I pulled out a couple extra cards that I'm not currently running, but they're an option for you depending on what your locals is like. So we'll start with the obvious ones. 3 Murmello, 3 Mantis, 3 Pudica. These are your starters and your searchers. As I've said in previous videos, I don't think I would ever run less than 3 of any of these. I've seen people run less than 3 Pudica, but especially since I run 2 Field Spell, I really think the 3 Pudica is pretty essential. Now, going on to the other Traptrix monsters, we've got 2 Campos, 2 Dioneas, and 1 Vesiculo. These are pretty standard. I've seen some 3 Arachnocampos. You almost never run more or less than 2 Dionea. 2 seems to be the standard. And I really like Vesiculo because she's another special summon you can do that, unlike Campa, she doesn't lock you into insects. So if you need to go into your extra deck more, Vesiculo enables you to do that. And she lets you use your traps that you don't really need anymore. You can send them to your graveyard and special summon her. So I like that as well. Alright, now into the non-Traptrix monsters. 3 Parallels. If you bought the structure deck, this is the first upgrade I'd recommend. It's only a couple dollars, and it makes your deck so much more consistent and so much better. And then the remaining creatures are hand traps, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Ogre. Nibiru could be an option too, as well as Shifter. I'm not the biggest fan of Shifter, honestly, existing as a card. I don't really like him very much, so I try not to run him when I don't have to, and I just don't really want to right now, but he's a very good option. I just don't like this card. Ghost Ogre I run because, as I've said ad nauseum in the other Traptrix videos, Traptrix, their biggest problem is removing threats that are already on the board, and this is just another piece of removal that's pretty nice, but really, this can be any combination of hand traps. I like 3 Ash because it's good generically against the field, and you could really run whatever you want in this slot. Now, the traps, starting with the honorary hand traps. Triple Imperm. This is the next upgrade after Parallel Exceed that I think is really important for this deck. It's a trap, it triggers Sarah, it's a hand trap, it's like Effect Failure, it knocks out columns, it's just really useful. 3 Evenly Matched. It's a great going second card, and we really are not that great at going second. It's a trap, it helps trigger things, also it can be pitched to special summon Vesiculo, so even when you draw it on turn 1, as long as you have a way to get Vesiculo, it's not completely dead, which is nice. And then onto the trap holes, which has changed a little bit. We are on 3 Holitea, probably the best card in the deck. It's your best extender. 2 Floodgates. This could potentially be 1 if you don't think you need it. I mostly had 2 for Kashtira, but it is just kind of a generically good answer. 2 Gravediggers. And then my singletons, I'm still running 1 Nightmare. I dropped my bottomless and I'm trying Terrifying. I haven't seen much branded around my area, and I wanted to give Terrifying a chance because I do like this card, especially the art. The art is really cool. And, you know, if I'm not seeing a whole lot of branded, I don't really see a point in running the bottomless. Another option for you is Banishing. This would more be a sideboard card if you think you're going to see Pearly, or if you've seen Pearly around. I don't think I'd ever main deck this because it's really narrow, but against a matchup like Pearly, this could be really clutch. And then the remaining cards in the deck are spells, 2 Garden, 2 talents. I really like talents. It's in most of my decks that I play. And I like 2 garden because nat drawing this is actually pretty good. It's a decent extender. Garden plus pretty much any 2 Traptrix monsters is really solid. You're doing well. Alright, now on to the extra deck. 3 Sarah. Pretty standard. She's your best extender. She's really good. Yeah. 1 Adipus. I play 2 Rafflesia, which partially has to do with the fact that I have 2 ultimates. It is also just because I like the card. I play Traptrix. I like playing the most of them that I can. I like that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks are more, to use a magic term, tribal. And I don't know. I just like it. Sometimes I've played 2. I could cut down to 1, but I like the card, so I just stick with 2. 2 Pingu. She's really good, and I found that I liked being able to jam her more frequently because her effect to steal something that gets banished or thrown in a graveyard is really useful. And to round them out, Alamaris. I like Alamaris, but you never need more than 1. She's kind of situational. She's really good when you can use her, though. My favorite trick with Alamaris is you make her with 3 creatures because you can. Because it's 2+, so you make her with 3. And then you need a Pingakula, or not a Pingakula, sorry, a Pudica, either under her or in the graveyard, because you can detach 2 to special the Pingu to ban, wow, I keep saying Pingu, the Pudica to banish, and then you can remove the 1 off of Alamaris and then pick up their creature. Nice little trick. Alright, now on to the non-Traptrix extra deck cards. Baguska. Probably the card that I want a lost art of the most. His lost art is really funny if you've never seen it before. Time Thief, the honorary Traptrix. Actually, above Imperm, this is probably the 2nd upgrade I would say to get. He is really good at removing threats that are already on the board. He's easy to make. He just does a really good job of fitting in with everything you're trying to do. Excited Knight, he is basically another Zeus. He's easier to get out sometimes, which is nice. He's not necessary, though, especially since he's one of your more expensive extra deck monsters. And then I'm still going with the Merrymaker, Sargus, Zeus line. You don't have to do this. This just gives you a 4 material Zeus, so it's pretty useful. And Sargus isn't bad. His actual abilities, you don't use them all the time, but whenever you detach from another XYZ, he can bounce something or pop it, so not bad to have the extra removal. And now on to my sideboard. 1 Pank, like I was talking about before, removing things that are already on the board. He's pretty good at that. We're still playing 3 turtles. If Pearly is going to be more popular, you really want something to take out a tower, and Turtle is really good. If you have the structure deck, any Kaiju works. Turtle is just the one that is the weakest, so you run him. The real trick with the Kaijus is if you're going to play a Kaiju, make sure that your Pingu can crash over it, because if it can't, you don't want to give your opponent a monster that you suddenly have a hard time removing. So make sure it's under that 25 so you can get rid of it. 3 Anti-Spell. This card is pretty broken. Any matchup where you bring it in, you flip that, and you pretty much win the game. Solemn Judgment, because we don't like evenly matched, and I like Solemn Judgment. It's one of my favorite old school cards. 2 Cosmic Cyclone. You have removal of spells and traps with Murmello, so this is mostly in case you need to banish them, like against Lab, where you don't want them coming back. And then 3 Dark Ruler, no more. I just really like this card. It's pseudo-ish removal. It doesn't really remove the board, but it deals with problematic effects that could cause you issues with actually clearing everything up. And that's my deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and remember to like, subscribe, and we got that giveaway going on down below. Until next time, have a good one.